Hello there, Jatoma here, and today I am going to teach you how to break transporters. So there are a couple of ways of breaking transporters, one of them being this. Don't ask me how or why. But my personal method of preference is smashing a box over a stinker's head. Take it away, Loof. You can also use multiple boxes to ride a glitch transporter to the edge of a level, thusly. Magic. But there's more. You can break multiple transporters using just one. And break they do. So what is going on? Well, a few things. So when a stinker travels to the edge of a level, they are riding a glitch transporter. Usually only boxes can do this, but if you do it so that a stinker pushes a box off as it is being destroyed by another box, for some reason this allows the stinker to be riding what I call the unhinged active glitch transporter. So what do I mean when I say active unhinged glitch transporter? Well, the glitch transporter itself is what either the stinker or the box rides on when it reaches the end of the level or hits another object, as I shall demonstrate. Whoops. There. In addition, the active glitch transporter also leaves behind glitch metatiles, which I call static metatiles. These metatiles can be used indefinitely, but they will never move. They're always static. If you utilize a glitch metatile 32 times, it will create a trampoline. Active glitch transporters exist where the transporter is supposed to be, whereas static metatiles are created behind the glitch transporter and are where the transporter used to be. This occurs when the transporter is somewhat off the grid. However, you may also move where the active glitch transporter is in multiple ways. So aside from just moving an object along where it currently exists until it hits the edge of a level or hits another box or kills another stinker, thus ending the level, you may also move the glitch transport tile by using the static metatiles, like so. I have brought more stinkers in here because technically there are more than 2 glitch transporter tiles. Forgot a box. As you can see, once Loof breaks a box over Kookie's head, the other transporter moves as well. This transporter is also usable, but not in the way you would expect. What is happening is the first loaded transporter tile, which is the leftmost tile of the uppermost row, is loaded first. And this transporter is the one that breaks for some reason, along with the transporter you're trying to break. As you can see, if I switch places, I died. That was not... no. When I switch places, much better. So it doesn't matter where the transporter is located. As long as it's the first loaded transporter, it will break along with the transporter you are trying to break. And this is important because it creates a very different subset of glitch transporters, ones that are aligned to the grid more than the normal standard variety glitch transporter. And these grid-aligned glitch transporters I have 2 names for because they have 2 other kinds of metatile properties. One is the control transporter. So what happens is when you destroy a normal transporter and turn it into a glitch transporter, it becomes glitched. It creates static metatiles as well as an active unhinged glitch transporter, for which you can push boxes onto just like any normal glitch transporter. However, the control transporter does something a little different. It still remains as an unhinged glitch transporter until you walk onto where it was before it had glitched. And what is interesting is when you use a static metatile, it will move not the unhinged transporter that you tried to break, but instead the first generated one. It moves the control transporter, hence the name the control transporter. On the other hand, if you try to use the unhinged glitch transporter, it will not move the control transporter. Something interesting is you can actually move the original control transporter as many tiles as you like, but as long as the stinker can walk onto the original transporter location, you can bring it back to life, but in the new location, however far away you put it. Also, yes, you can phase through other stinkers. You can also break tile logic this way and create invisible walls. This is because the tile where the control transporter was, as well as the tile where it moves, are converted to tiles that the transporter can move on to normally, while the original tile that you had moved off of is then transformed into a static metatile, for which you can then use for the same glitch transporter. And in fact, as long as you have a control transporter, you do not need to glitch it again. As long as you move it using a static metatile, you can do this as many times as you like, creating more metatiles in the process. You can also utilize control transporters as unhinged glitch transporters, for which you can also revive. Like that. The control transporter can also extend beyond the level boundaries, for which you can also bring it back in at a later point. This, however, does not create new metatiles, as any transporter beyond the level boundaries cannot make any new tiles, as any tiles cannot exist beyond the level boundaries. And I should note that the only way for a stinker to be on a glitched transporter is if the stinker is going onto a residual meta transporter, if a stinker is going on a revived control transporter, or if a stinker is already on the transporter when it breaks. And you can also break pairs of teleporters using this. If you smash the box perpendicular to the stinker's movement, you'll see that a static metatile is created in the direction of the stinker, and an unhinged transporter is created in the direction of the box's movement. And also, as you see, the stinker actually moves a whole additional tile relative to the transporter, thus not converting the trampoline's tile data. Using a control transporter while a block is about to break or otherwise move onto a static metatile will break the control transporter. And there is no way to get it back. It is permanently stuck as a glitched transporter. However, if you wait until after the block has landed on the metatile, you will see that there is a slight visual glitch. Now this means that the visual transporter is also different from the actual transporter itself. However, in addition, it does still create a static metatile in the place of where the glitched control transporter would have been had you not started moving. And by moving, you are on the transporter. No need to create a residual ghost metatile in the process. And if you time it just right, you can also glitch multiple transporters at once. This will create a 4-point star around where the transporter originally was. If you either have them separate, or in this setup, time it so that one of the stinkers is slightly ahead or behind the other 3. This is because if you time it perfectly, we end up with what I call the Peegue Perfection Paradox, which is a situation where the metatiles, are formed unevenly. Don't even ask me how this is supposed to create This is because transporters have a tendency to interact with each other. The static metatransporter tiles are still considered by the game to be part of a transporter's logic. So if a regular transporter moves over another transporter or static metatile, the game goes kablooey, as one can see here, as soon as I switch out the characters. As one can see here. And incidentally, words cannot describe the amount of discomfort I have right now. One final honorable mention is the glitch transporter metatiles, which exist as actual tile logics in the game, which are already pre-glitched, and at higher intervals they automatically leave behind trampolines. Yay! However, they will not create trampolines if they're utilized as control transporters. And in case you're wondering what happens if 2 boxes go on in the opposite direction over a series of static metatiles, only one of them will be chosen and is, I believe, in the direction of whichever box was first generated. At least until that box is no longer moving, to which it will finish its journey in the direction of the longer box. Of the longer string of static metatiles. I'm sure there are plenty more discoveries to be made with transporters, but with that, I hope you've enjoyed.